more minimalistic you are, the easier it is to make money. Every morning, Zuckerberg asks himself one question: is what I am doing today the most important thing I can do? If the answer is yes, he devotes all his energy to completing the day's tasks. This habit also inspires him. It is only through enduring countless failures and hardships that people gradually come to understand that those who truly succeed in making money have long simplified their habits. Firstly, the goal must be simple. In just 1 year, when he had first established a small tire manufacturing workshop through hard work and dedication, that modest workshop gradually grew. However, as the business expanded, Edward began to consider venturing into various other industries. At that time, the maritime transport sector was booming, so he immediately opened an algae processing plant. Not long after, upon hearing that the wine industry held promise, he quickly launched a wine company. He thought that seizing every opportunity would cause his career to flourish, but soon all of Edward's ventures started losing money, even affecting his well-running tire workshop, which then plunged into a financial crisis. Finance Hacked warmly greets you all. One day, while surveying a vineyard, Edward noticed a farmer removing the green grape clusters, considering them a waste. He asked, "Why do you do that?" The farmer explained, "If you don't remove some of the grape clusters, they will compete for nutrients, and only by thinning them can the remaining clusters absorb enough nutrition to develop better." Upon hearing this, Edward had an epiphany. Isn't this the principle of making money? He then realized that pursuing too many goals dispersed his energy and ultimately prevented him from excelling at anything. Within 6 months, Edward closed his algae processing and wine production plants one after another, choosing instead to focus on tire manufacturing. The very workshop he later developed into a global leader in tire technology, known as Michelin. This experience taught him that success comes from focus, while failure stems from dispersion. In any field, if we only dabble here and there, we will achieve nothing. Only by delving deeply into one area can we become the ultimate victor. A 25-year study by Harvard University on its graduates showed that those who persistently pursue a specific goal almost always become successful figures in society. Those who occasionally change direction but still maintain clear objectives tend to become experts in their fields, living in the middle and upper classes. In contrast, people without clear goals who frequently shift directions mostly live in hardship and often complain about others and society. We can conclude that instead of doing thousands of trivial tasks, it is better to do one thing exceptionally well. Be steadfast on your main life path and do not let peripheral distractions divert you. This perfectly explains Zuckerberg's morning question: is what I am doing today the most important thing I can do? Each person's time and energy are limited, and how we use these resources determines how far we can go and how high we can soar in life. We constantly face countless temptations and distractions. Without clear goals and unwavering focus, it is easy to lose our way. Successful people remain undeterred by external disturbances. They steadily progress toward their objectives. Perseverance is not only an attitude, but also a form of capability. Many people give up when challenges arise, unaware that success often follows right after the final push. Thanks to this understanding, Edward achieved great accomplishments in his career. In this era, many people chase trends in hopes of rapid success, but true success does not come from following the crowd. It comes from being steadfast in your goals and exerting relentless effort. Ask yourself, am I doing the most important thing today? If the answer is yes, then devote all your energy so as not to waste your youth. Secondly, focus on your competence. When entering the workplace, we often hear, another friend is another pathway, another relationship brings more stability. As a result, many people strive to build relationships and expand their social networks in search of more opportunities. However, the reality is different. Truly valuable relationships are not built through superficial social interactions. A friend of mine is a prime example. In his spare time, he often organized casual parties and flattered everyone in hopes of establishing a social standing. During holidays, he meticulously prepared gifts and carefully curated lists, aiming to establish and strengthen relationships. Yet, when he needed support for a project, others asked, "Who are you?" When he attempted to inquire about their professions, they bluntly cut off contact. Only then did he realize that relationships cannot be built merely with a few flattering words or parties. The closeness and depth of a relationship depend on your actual value. Relationships are not the core, competence is. Success does not come from knowing a large number of people, but from the real value you create, rather than wasting time on meaningless interactions. Focus on enhancing your skills and personal value. When you become truly competent, genuine relationships will naturally gravitate toward you. Before delving further, don't forget to follow the channel to learn more truths about money and help you achieve financial freedom quickly. Next, it is equally important to know how to manage your emotions. Warren Buffett once made a serious mistake that caused his company's revenue to drop to its lowest point since he became CEO. In a letter to shareholders, Buffett admitted that when the market demanded he reconsider his investment decisions and act swiftly, he was swayed by his emotions, leading to errors in his investment philosophy. Delaying emotional stability is the key factor. Imagine that when the stock market experiences drastic fluctuations, if investors are controlled by fear, they often panic sell their stocks, resulting in losses. Conversely, staying calm and rational allows them to persist with their investments even during downturns, ultimately earning profits as the market recovers. Whether enduring grievances or facing hardships, if we continuously dwell on our emotions, the situation is more likely to spiral out of control and lead to significant losses. Moreover, the ability to manage emotions profoundly affects success, especially when making critical decisions. Buffett's experience teaches us that maintaining calmness and rationality during tough times is the key to success. Once emotions fluctuate, our judgment deteriorates, leading to poor decisions. This principle applies not only to investing, but to all aspects of life. Failure often begins with a lack of emotional control. A blogger once shared the story of a friend named A. After graduating from university, A changed jobs several times, but never managed to earn a penny. The main reason was that A carried too many negative emotions, anger, discouragement, and anxiety, which severely affected his behavior and decisions. While working at an advertising agency, a client criticized his idea as lacking professionalism. A became angry and argued, which resulted in him being fired. When delivering goods, A frequently quarreled with customers for various reasons, leading to continuous complaints and salary deductions. Believing that working for a salary would never provide an escape, A decided to start his own business. However, things did not progress. First, A tried community sales but was overwhelmed by trivial tasks, leaving him constantly anxious and losing his composure. Then, he began creating content on TikTok. Initially, A persistently updated videos every day. but when views and followers did not increase, he became discouraged and gave up midway. As a result, no matter what he did or tried, A remained stuck in a quagmire of emotions. To this day, he has not achieved any significant success. Without knowing how to control your emotions, no matter how hard you try, all efforts will amount to nothing on the journey to making money. Trung Hat Minh, the founder of ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok and renowned for his excellent emotional control, shared that the most effective state of work is one that is neither overly excited nor overly depressed. He believes that emotional fluctuations diminish one's ability to concentrate and make sound judgments, negatively affecting work performance and quality. His company's culture encourages employees to remain rational and calm in the face of pressure and difficulties. This not only boosts work efficiency but also lays the foundation for the company's success. Managing emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather handling them appropriately. When facing failure or challenges, you need to stay calm, analyze the causes to understand the root of the problem, and find solutions, then relieve stress by engaging in activities like exercising, pursuing hobbies, or talking with friends. Always maintain a positive mindset, trust in your abilities, and keep an optimistic attitude when facing challenges. Minimizing emotions does not mean becoming apathetic, it means knowing how to control them so they do not overwhelm you, thus improving your focus and judgment, working more efficiently, and achieving your goals quickly. Learning to manage emotions is a crucial step on the journey to success. Let us practice minimizing our emotions so we can concentrate on what truly matters in our lives. Former U.S. President Barack Obama always wore gray or blue suits regardless of the event, while Zhu Hongyi, the founder of 360 Company, maintained the habit of wearing a red shirt for 10 years. When asked why they always dressed the same way, both replied, "I don't want to waste time thinking about what to wear today, I want to devote my energy to what is truly important." This relates to the theory of ego depletion proposed by psychologist Baum. According to this theory, every time we make a decision or take an action, a part of our mental energy is consumed. When our mental energy is overly depleted, our ability to execute tasks diminishes. Seemingly trivial behaviors that drain our energy, such as playing games, watching short videos, or engaging in excessive entertainment, pull our minds away from important goals, making it difficult to concentrate and progress. There is a story about two girls who both aspired to study abroad. The first girl worked at a company. Although her job was not physically demanding, she led a very busy life, spending her days on trivial tasks and her evenings socializing, entertaining, applying makeup, and having fun. After a few months, her English did not improve and her dream of studying abroad faded away. In contrast, the second girl, a nurse at a hospital, eliminated all unnecessary entertainment and declined unimportant tasks in order to devote all her spare time to learning English. As a result, she was admitted to the prestigious Johns Hopkins University and later joined the management team of one of the top 500 best healthcare companies in the world. Human energy is limited. If we expend it on meaningless activities like scrolling through news, following scandals, or excessive entertainment, we will not have the strength to focus on work or self-improvement. Learn to manage your energy starting now. First, do not let your time be swept away by short-term pleasures such as socializing, shopping, or entertainment. Second, focus on what is important. Only when you are fully dedicated to your primary goal can you achieve the results you deserve. As someone once said, the intelligence and foolishness of the same person can coexist. One may be highly educated and knowledgeable yet remain foolish at making money if their financial mindset is not enlightened. If your mind is vague, you will always struggle in the lower echelons, but when it becomes clear, you will find the right path and everything will become easier. Writer Lai Nam, who once worked as a salesperson at a clothing store, shared that his main job was to assist customers. When he focused all his attention on his duties, he was always dedicated, devoting his complete attention to the customers, carefully observing their preferences, styles, and financial capabilities, and offering thorough advice on matching outfits to persuade them to make purchases. When you fully concentrate on your tasks, you enhance your personal value, increase your productivity, and more easily achieve success. Learn to manage your energy, steer clear of unnecessary distractions, and devote time to what matters most. Only by being completely focused on your primary goal will fate grant you the answer you desire. I have a friend who once let his life become an endless cycle of fatigue and boredom. He spent his days working until he was utterly exhausted, collapsing to sleep at night, and then waking up to continue the relentless cycle the next morning. One day, when he accidentally saw his reflection in a mirror, he realized that the person staring back was both familiar and strange, and he wondered, is this the life I desire? I cannot let my entire life pass by in laborious, mediocre work without any growth. That very moment transformed his life. He decided to quit his job and transition from fashion sales to a marketing role at a company, focusing on brand planning and event promotion. Recognizing his strength in communication, he seized the opportunity to hone that skill and gradually developed it. After 2 years, he moved on to work at a leading travel company, where he learned about operational models, expanded his network, and managed partner relationships, starting with small tasks like writing emails and gradually developing his skills in argumentation, organization, and coordination. With his accumulated experience and connections, he eventually established his own company and built an independent career. In a speech, he shared, "The secret to making money is enlightenment. The moment you realize you can no longer waste yourself on unworthy tasks, you will know how to choose meaningful and growth-oriented work." A young engineer left JDC to join BDU at the age of 25. The fiercely competitive environment left him confused. Today, study big data. Tomorrow, study cloud computing. He was constantly busy, yet his results were unsatisfactory. One day, his mentor told him, if you spend 5 years focusing solely on learning databases, you can become an expert in that field. In 5 years, you'll be only 30, while many 30-year-olds are still directionless, you'll be solid. Taking this advice to heart, he decided to concentrate on learning databases instead of chasing every trend, devoting all his spare time to deepening his knowledge in that area. After 1 year, he restructured the data system and reduced technical debt by up to 40%. 3 years later, he became a pillar in the field of databases at Baidu, earning an exorbitant salary. Later, he left Baidu and easily joined Huawei with even better compensation. Warren Buffett once spoke about the concept of a moat. For a company to achieve sustainable success, it must build an inimitable competitive advantage. This applies to individuals as well. When you build your own moat by becoming an expert in a field, you will have no competitors left. Once you achieve superior competence, making money becomes very easy. So how do you enlighten your mindset? First, gain more experience, because real-life experiences ignite the potential within. A timely word can be like kindling that sparks your readiness to learn. Second, learn from others. Meeting successful people and listening to their perspectives will broaden your vision, making it easier to change your thinking and actions. Third, focus on real value. Engage in activities that develop both your skills and your intrinsic worth, and stop wasting time on endeavors that do not build a future. Everyone has the ability to enlighten their mindset and transform their life. The moment you broaden your awareness, focus on what truly matters, and continuously improve is the moment your life turns a new page. Learn more, observe more, and network with talented people on your journey of acquiring knowledge and meeting different individuals. Those seemingly trivial moments can spark your awakening. Just like the story of the young man determined to become a database expert after receiving advice from a senior, or like a flame ignited in Silicon Valley that fuels the determination to build a great company. Expand your horizons and meet many people. This will inspire you and bring new ideas and money-making opportunities. One of the important skills for enlightening your mindset is the ability to change your perspective. For example, a roadside diner owner whose business was sluggish because few customers stopped by decided to build an additional free restroom for his establishment. As a result, the number of truck drivers stopping by increased significantly, and the diner became bustling. When facing a problem, try analyzing it from various angles. Sometimes, simply changing your perspective can lead you to an unexpected solution. The importance of continuously reflecting and learning from experience is indispensable. As someone once said, the distance between people is not determined by age or solely by experience, but by the ability to analyze, synthesize, and grow from that experience. To broaden your mindset, cultivate the habit of self-reflection by reviewing your past experiences, identifying the core principles you have learned, and applying them in practice to continuously develop. Enlightening your mindset is not a matter of chance. Although the moment of realization may seem instantaneous, it is actually the result of long-term accumulation. Immerse yourself in thoughtful analysis and continuously engage in valuable endeavors. Challenges will help you grow. When you achieve this, money and success will come to you abundantly. Finally, on your journey to success, always remember, devote all your energy to what is most important and maintain clarity and rationality when facing challenges. Only in this way can you truly tap into your potential, unlock the doors to success, and achieve the true meaning of life. Goodbye and see you next time.